Alert Weather Extra starts right now.
Well, welcome into First Alert Weather Extra on this Friday evening. I'm meteorologist Lauren Linehan with meteorologist Tania Michelle. Tania, the weather's been not quite behaving like we would like it to today.
Yeah, and now it's about to get hotter again. Yes. It's just like, oh, we can't win.
No, we really did have a nice little reprieve there. It felt from the worst of the August heat. But yeah, and we've got a First Alert Weather Day in place again today. And the next several days.
And we wonder why we keep getting sick.
Right, exactly. I know. You need your tea after this.
I really do, and I'm going to get some, best believe me. Well, let's talk about the next big thing here. Here we are tracking the heat. First Alert Weather Day is in effect through August 19th. That's next Tuesday because, hey guys, it is going to get hot in a hurry. So please make sure you are staying safe, staying hydrated, taking the vitamin C so that you don't get sick like me. You hear my voice a little gone. You're probably like, Tania's voice sounds weird. Yeah, it's not really all there. Here we are looking at our First Alert AccuTrack satellite and radar. We've got some rain and some storms out and about. We're catching some breaks and areas that saw the rain, mainly in East Alabama earlier today. You guys have cooled down a bunch. It feels a lot better outside, but it's not going to stay cool for very long. Temperatures, or at least feel like temperatures, in the low 100s for the weekend through early and mid next week. Dangerous heat levels are expected. That's why we went ahead and declared First Alert Weather Days so you can be as prepared as possible. So next week, hold on to the loose and light colored clothing and make sure you are staying safe outside. Checking in though with the water. Cool way to cool off is to head to the water, but you will want to keep a close eye on Hurricane Erin. Good news is though, this hurricane is not expecting to cause any impacts to us here across central Alabama. Maybe a little bit along the East Coast, but not a whole lot. It's going to become a major hurricane, or at least it's expected to become a major hurricane and strengthen as we head into the weekend, easily strengthening into a Category 4. But notice the track it's going to take. It's expected to move north and then shift back to the east. So yeah, it might bring some dangerous surf and some tropical swells or hurricane swells along the East Coast. But other than that, it won't be making or packing a punch here across central Alabama, which is good news. Another quick look at it. This is a spaghetti plot showing this same system, Hurricane Erin. And as you see, most of the spaghetti noodles trended moving north, but eventually taking a turn to the east, which we are glad to see that. Well, that's a look at the tropics. We're going to continue to watch the tropics in the days ahead, but we have a hot weekend, slight chance of rain, and some patchy fog expected overnight. Meteorologist Lauren Linehan, though, talking more about heat.
Yeah, that's right, Tania. The heat is really going to be cranking up this weekend, which is why we've declared First Alert Weather Days through Tuesday, because heat index values will be climbing. So as we look at that weekend forecast, we're looking at highs getting into the low mid 90s, and you'll notice rain chances stay pretty puny. We're talking just a 20% chance on Saturday and Sunday for an isolated shower or storm. And unfortunately, there's not going to be much of a breeze to cool you off. So, you know, when we've had this wedge over the past couple weeks, or we've had that little easterly flow in place, it's brought a nice little breeze sometime. Well, it's going to be really stagnant. That breeze is going to be hard to find in the days ahead, and even morning lows are going to be pretty warm in the mid 70s. There's so much humidity in the air, it's really hard to cool down overnight. Well, besides heat exhaustion and heat stroke, doctors saying sizzling temperatures can also increase the risk for asthma symptoms. Fox News' Ted Linder has a closer look at why this happens and how to stay safe.
It's not always so fun in the sun. As doctors continue to warn how hot and humid temperatures can spark a host of medical issues this season, especially asthma.
Asthma is a disease of inflammation in the airway tubes of the lung. Heat can worsen that inflammation and make airways more sensitive.
This is partly because heat can alter air quality.
Hot weather in particular can trap ozone and small particles of pollution lower in the atmosphere, leading to worse air quality. Worse air quality is a common trigger for asthma symptoms. Heat can also extend pollen season.
Symptoms of an asthma attack can include
wheezing or whistling in your breath, cough, shortness of breath, and chest tightness.
Because air quality and temperature can be more easily controlled inside a building, Dr. Megan Conroy of The Ohio State University recommends,
if you have asthma and there's extreme heat, consider ways that you can alter your schedule to stay indoors. If you do need to go outside, consider monitoring air quality by the Air Quality Index.
To help control asthma in the face of extreme heat, Dr. Conroy says it's critical for people to be correctly taking their inhaled medications.
It's important that anyone with asthma have an anti-inflammatory inhaler, whether that be your maintenance inhaler, your rescue inhaler, or having both to be an anti-inflammatory inhaler, specifically meaning that it includes an inhaled steroid, that you are not only treating the symptoms of asthma, but also treating the cause.
Staying properly hydrated should also be a top priority,
because dehydration can increase the thickness of mucus in the airways and further worsen asthma symptoms.
Ted Lindner, Fox News.
And now we're about to get a look at the Super 7-day forecast. I promise you we have not gotten into the abyss here. As we look at that Super 7-day, I'm not sure why it's not popping up, Tania. Is it showing up over there? Okay, we are having some technical issues, but in the meantime, enjoy the black hole that you're seeing right now on your TV screen. So there we go. There's that 7-day forecast for you. Crisis averted, right? So as we look at the 7-day forecast here, you can see for at least the next several days, we're going to be having first alert weather days Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. And the main issue is going to be that potential for some dangerous heat in the forecast. So we're looking at low mid 90s Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, but with the humidity, it's certainly likely going to be feeling hotter than that. Let's focus on the weekend first, though, as we climb out of the black hole and get back here into real living. You can see on the Super 7-day forecast for tomorrow, if you feel like treating yourself to a little ice cream cone, goodness knows I love to treat myself to an ice cream cone. Looking at that cone cast for tomorrow, definitely eat it fast. It's going to be dripping quickly. Highs in the low 90s, but with the humidity, it could feel like the triple digits, hence why there's a first alert weather day in place for tomorrow, and you probably won't have to dodge much in the way of showers or storms. We'll keep those rain chances isolated as we get into your Sunday as well. As we look at that future cast, generally doesn't really look like much, not very impressive. So I would just say at best on Sunday, you'll have an isolated shower storm popping up. Make sure you have that first alert weather app set to receive notifications for lightning or precipitation nearby. And when thunder roars, go indoors. Y'all don't know that by now at the end of the summer. Can't help you, but I think we'll be good. Now, as we look later in the week, I honestly think Monday and Tuesday, the humidity's really going to be ramped up, so we're likely really going to be feeling that heat. As we look at your Tuesday, there is going to be a better chance of a few showers and storms moving back in, though. So you'll notice it begins to improve a little bit later in the day. We're going to get into this type of pattern next week where you can see the rain and storms during the heat of the day, but eventually they fade away. Now, as we look at the potential for this heat building in, and this is going to give you an idea of what feels like temperatures could look like as we get into next week. A lot of us getting into the triple digits, so we could see more heat advisories issued in the days ahead. In the meantime, just make sure you are staying cool and staying hydrated this weekend. So as we get a little closer to the weekend, we're going to continue to be tracking that potential for that dangerous heat. As we mentioned, we've got first alert weather days for tomorrow, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. The problem is that as we get into next week, that humidity is going to be staying high. You know how today it got really hot and humid? You can see those pop-up showers and storms develop, and when they do develop and you kind of have that bubble pop, that can allow some heavy downpours and some frequent lightning to come down. So we always talk about how lightning is one of those most serious weather-related hazards that we can see, and we'll definitely be seeing in the days ahead that potential for more pop-up storms, especially as we get into next week. But what about beyond the 7-day? We bring in meteorologist Tania Michelle now. How's it looking?
It doesn't look too shabby.
Okay.
Rain chances near average, but the heat may be our problem.
Shocking. Always my problem. Personally.
Always mine too. Guys, it is hot. We got to stay hydrated, as Laura was just mentioning. It's so important. And even in the days ahead, as we look beyond that 7-day forecast, we're still seeing above average temperatures across the southeast, maybe the northeast dealing with below average temperatures. But for us here across central Alabama, August 23rd to the 29th, it's still going to be really, really hot. So keep that in mind as you make those outdoor plans and as you get those sweet kiddos ready for school each day. Looking at precipitation, the 23rd through the 29th, above average rainfall for areas to the west, Pacific Northwest here across the southeast, though, more near average rainfall. So not looking terrible, not seeing major washouts in the days ahead, but there will still be some kind of wet weather around. Still tracking more afternoon showers and storms, and that'll likely be the case as we approach the end and closer to the end of the month of August. Well, we are going to be talking more about those viewer pictures. Listen, meteorologist Lauren Linehan joining me now so that we can show them to you.
Whoa,
Kaylee.
yeah, one of our newest weather watchers.
Oh,
right?
yes. Kaylee, we love you, girl. Sunrise over Lake Mitchell.
Yes,
this one?
we love all of those pictures you sent in. And then this one is also from our friend Dennis Langford, a double rainbow. Ooh, and Tania, check that out. A shelf cloud in Maplesville from Rachel Sosa. Absolutely beautiful. Man, we just got all the rainbows today showing up from Robin. Absolutely gorgeous. And then our dear friend Bama Guts on Twitter sending in this stunning sunset from Chelsea.
What I love is the green in the trees.
Too.
It's so vibrant.
So lush. Hey, I know we've all been complaining about the rain this summer, Tania, but it sure makes everything look good.
It does. Listen, the grass is green, and then we get those rainbows when the sun comes back out.
Exactly. You know what they say, Tania? The grass is always greener on the other side.
You said it is always?
It is.
Is that what the quote is?
Yeah, that is. Yeah, it is.
I thought the grass not always greener.
Oh, that's true. That's true. So on that note, folks.
The grass is greener over here. We appreciate you for watching.
Oh my God. So yeah, the producer or director's telling me to stick to weather. So we will do that. And you all go enjoy your weekend because it's obviously time for ours. Have a great night and see you back here.
Bye.
Tania will. I'm going home.